Well, hello, fellow train freaks like myself. Thought I'd go ahead and give you a my weekly layout update. Haven't really done a lot this week. Been busy with a lot of other things that's been going on. But I did get to work on it a little bit a few days. I did a little bit of bench work for level 2, which was going to be the helix above the balloon loop on level 1. That will go to level 3. So I went ahead and started getting the bench work on that. Mainly so that way when I get the LED lighting strips ordered in, I can go ahead and get that implemented. And then I did work on the campground area a little bit as well. Got the railroad crossing put in and the platform that the campground will sit on. I'll have to come back and add more screen to get contours put back in and a little bit more hills. But that will be at a later date. Haven't had a chance to do any more plastering or painting. It's just been too hot, too humid. You could probably see the sweat on my forehead now. It's like 90 something degrees outside with 80-90% humidity, so it's pretty miserable. So yeah, so let me show you what I've done. Oh, also what I did was I found a few of my totes that had buildings and stuff in it, so I went ahead and just laid plywood on the second level and just got some of my buildings out that I plan on using. Most of, I've got stuff stacked on each other, but I'm going to show you some of the stuff I do have. Now, I do have more that I cannot easily get to, but I'll show you those at some other time. So let me show you what I've got. Okay, so here's the campground scene. So basically I went ahead and put the grade crossing in. So this is just basic masonite that I had to trim down. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you could probably tell. And I've got it raised up on this side because I didn't want my road flushed with the plywood. And so it's got a little bit of a lean down here, and then of course super elevation on the track, and then kind of goes off. I might have to come back and cut a little bit of this out. I'll just have to see what it looks like here in a little while. Haven't really done much as far as more plaster and paint. It's just been way too humid, too hot. I mean, it's so humid that you feel like you're out here and your sweat's just not cooling you off, and you just feel sticky and icky. So, and that's just going to make it to where the plaster's just not going to set like it needs to. So just way too humid. But so my goal is to have like a campfire in the middle, which I've got a campfire here somewhere, and just kind of line the tents up around it this direction. This is going to be kind of a hill back this way, and I'm gonna kind of just from here just cut it straight down to the creek. So that would be like if someone wanted to go and walk towards the creek. Over here, the next section is going to be all woods and hills. One of the things I'm debating on is, since here's the back of my desk, which is very, very messy right now, I was thinking about putting more hardboard, from here up to here, which, yes, I went ahead and started working on the bench work for level 2, which I will show you more of that here in a little bit. Because basically my desk is not just going to be my workbench. It's also going to be, the dispatcher's area. Now, speaking of, well, before I go there, so basically I would like everyone to comment their opinion. Should I leave this open to where I could see things go from the dispatcher's area, or should I just enclose that one side and make it to where like the train's going through a breezeway? Right above on this for level 2 is going to be the helix that goes up to level 3. And I will be fully enclosing that helix. I've got some railroad signs. I've got a few of them where I can easily access, like Rock Island. Let's see, there's a Southern Pacific sign. Nope, Great Northern. But I've got various different signs that I plan on mounting on the side of it. So let me show you what else I've done. Just move that chair out of the way. Okay, so ta-da! here we go. Level 2. So like I said, this is going to be the bench work to level 2. Now the reason I went ahead and put the bench work in, even though I'm not ready for track on level 2, is so that way I can go ahead and get the lighting for level 1. Main reason. Now I've only got it around above the balloon loop right here. And the piece of boards that are on there, they're just sitting there, just kind of holding stuff. And, I got a bicycle in the way. But I'm going to have bench work attached to the wall here. Now I left a gap open so that way I can put some 45 braces to hold up level 2. Because level 2 is coming out 30 inches, and 30 inches is just not going to hold to the wall. And then, once I get that put in, then I will build the next bench work that goes from here to, it'd be kind of about right here somewhere. And put that in there, and then that way I can go ahead and get the lighting towards the balloon loop. Alright, so something else I've been working on since it's been so hot, I went ahead and labeled my bins. And labeled more bins. And I've even done more cars. And so quite a few, if you noticed up there. Now, one of the things I'm doing is on some of the pictures, the car cards. Let's take this center beam, for example. This is a Arkansas, Oklahoma, number 2015. That would be this one here. Now, if you notice, it's got the load on it. So, on my car cards, I always make sure there is no load on the cars themselves when I take the pictures. Something else you probably noticed from the last update is I have some yellow ones here, which are my locomotives. And the pictures actually come out decent on that. For the cabooses, I plan on doing either a red or a pink. If I can get a pink, I know I have red right now. Hazmat will be orange. I kind of wanted something that was not white for those items to stand out when doing operations, and that's to make sure like the hazmats are not up against a caboose and not up against the locomotive, and there's at least one buffer car in between. So I've done that, and then the last thing I've done is I've got to a couple of my totes that have buildings in them, and so I'm going to show you some of my buildings I've got. I still got another tote that's still got some buildings that I have yet to get to, so it's not all of them. But I do got a few storefronts. There's a few right there. And different models or manufacturers. That's a Woodland Scenics. That's a Walthers. These two I bought used, so I have no clue what the manufacturer is on those because they came in a big Ziploc bag. That's a Walthers Cornerstone there that I can use as well. Got a water tower, got a hotel kit here. I might use, I might not use, undecided. The dumpsters I 3D printed. Back there I've got a couple of sawmill buildings that I will more than likely be using. I've got another, looks like a post office and a hospital attached to each other. I might not use. That's a Texaco gas station, service station there with a 3D printed water tower. Probably won't use the water tower. Up here I've got a station platform with the freight building that goes with it. I painted that a very, very long time ago. Got a double-decked plate girder bridge that I will be using for level 3. I've got some stuff that's got damaged, but I've got the parts to fix them. And I don't know where I'm going to use this yet, but hey, I mean, I got a SP freight station sign. So, and it's all made out of wood, which is really cool. I don't know who made that. I bought it used. As far as the campground goes, I bought this little diorama off of eBay. Right here. And I paid 20 bucks for this thing. And $5 shipping. So $25 I felt like was not a bad deal. I mean, there is a lot of tents. There's the campfire. You got a kid in a little swimming pool. He's cooking something on a little cook stove. Or it could be a trash can. Don't know exactly yet. Picnic tables. Just all sorts of neat stuff. Tents. So I plan on using all of the people in the tents and stuff in that scene. But as far as these trees and rocks goes, that's in scale, and that's not going to be doable for what I'm doing. The trees should be a whole lot taller. I mean, if you look at this little guy here, he's almost touching, well, he keeps wanting to fall. But he could literally climb into that tree if he really wanted to. And I mean, it's okay to have some small trees, but, you know, in a forest area, you really got tall trees. I've got some type of freight station here. This is where the trucks would park, like a box truck or a small 18-wheeler. It does have a boxcar bay on the back. Here's another storefront building that is completely scratch built. There was a guy, one of our local modelists, he made 3 Napa buildings. And you don't really see any of the manufacturers make Napa. And this was the only one that was a corner building, so I jumped on it. I paid, I think, $40 for this thing. And he did not use styrene. He actually used vinyl record album covers. Sorry, that's kind of a tongue twister. But he did give it a lot of detail. I mean, with an X-Acto knife. You can see the bay door there. And then once you get to the brick area, you're like, holy smokes. Yeah, he did real good. He also made it to where you could take the top off and I could put a light in there if I wanted to. The windows is kind of smoky clear, and so is the door, so that would be a good building to put a light in. And it's very lightweight. I've got 4 of these things. I'm going to use them as diesel fuel tanks, and I plan on painting these silver, or so that way they look aluminum. Got a bag here full of just a whole bunch of stuff. There's the Texaco gas station sign. I've got a couple of shanties, wood pallet load. I've got some railroad crossing pieces. Let me see if I can try to get, there we go. And then a whole bunch of 3D printed jersey barriers, which are those right there. Burger King, gotta have it your way, man. The sign that goes here is actually inside. It came off, so I gotta glue that back on. But that is a full functional BK, and it does have a light in there, so I can pre-light that up. And the building actually comes off the seated area, so if I want to go back and glue some people in there, I can do that. St. Matthew's Church, that is a model power kit I actually got for free when I purchased this station here off of Menards' website. Now, Menards does make some things. The only thing I do not like about this station is the LED lighting under here is extremely bright. I need to see if I can find a way to take this apart without damaging it and put a potentiometer in there, so that way I can lower the brightness of those LEDs. I mean, it is just wicked bright. I will probably more than likely show a video on that at another time. Morton Salt. This is for one of my industries on level 2. And it's got, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like right under here. It looks like a little hole. Those are actually red flashing lights. The sign, you got one on this side. There's another one on the other side. I have the option to either have it fully lit or animated. So I thought the animation was really cool to give it some extra life. Let's see. County Inns and Suites by Menards. That sign is also fully animated. It's even got people and trees on here at the top, which I thought was really cool. The other cool thing about this building is all of the rooms are not lit. Some of them are, some of them are not. Red carpet entrance. Now the LEDs on that's also pretty bright too. And then the last but not least, we have a lot of these in Arkansas, especially in the smaller towns. Piggly Wiggly. And I needed a grocery store for the layout, and it is very detailed on the inside. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's very, very detailed. And then the cool thing is the Piggly Wiggly is actually animated. Now the pig itself stays on, but the letters, they actually light up one at a time. So it goes like P-I-G-G-L-Y-W-I-G-G-L-Y, and then they all flash on and flash off, flash on and flash off. It's really, really cool animation. And like I said, with these 4 Menard buildings, I will more than likely post a video demoing each one individually. So that way I can share that with you. One building I did forget back here. I got a big grain elevator. Now it's also got some damaged pieces, like I've got a window that fell out there. The whole car bay came out. That completely came apart. These here, what I will end up doing for one of my other industries called Riceland. Riceland was on the Cotton Belt route. It's actually headquartered in Stuttgart, Arkansas, which is about an hour from where I grew up. And the way they had their grain elevators is they had a big blue rectangle along the whole side, and each letter of Riceland, R-I-C-E-L-A-N-D, was stenciled in that blue, and it was stenciled white. And so I plan on doing that as well. So these are kind of all the buildings that I have right now that I pulled out. I plan on trying to get my other tote so that way I can share with you the other buildings or kits that I do have that I have not showed you today. And then down here, I plan on trying to continue some more of the screening, but right now I just cannot do any plastering or painting. It's just too muggy, way too muggy. So what I would like for you to do is to comment. Let me know if I should enclose this and put a side here, so that way the dispatcher can't see what's going on, because that's going to be the goal. Dispatchers in real life, they're looking at a screen. They're not looking at the layout, the actual physical tracks through cameras. They might be in some areas, but most of the time they're not. And so they're trying to control everything from the screen. So let me know if I should do that or not. I would like your input. Something else I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a subscriber contest pretty soon. 100 subscriber giveaway. Don't know exactly what the prizes are going to be yet, but I will tell you, no matter if you're in scale, HO, O scale, 2, 3 rail, whatever, even if you're narrow gauge, I don't care what you model, I will be contesting $50 worth of either model train or railroad merchandise that is located at Arkansas Traveler Hobbies in Bald Knob, Arkansas. And the way that's going to work, as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, I will hold that contest for all of those who decided to put their name in. So I will come out with a video giving more detail on that later. So with that being said, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get future notifications, because I do at least one video a week. I'm going to try to do more this week than I did the previous week. And I've got some good ideas. It's just I've got to work with the weather on it. And then the last thing is make sure you like and share. Getting the word out there is, especially with this subscriber contest, if you are subscribed, sharing and getting your friends that are also in the model railroading, getting them to subscribe, that's just going to make this contest happen much quicker. So just wanted to share that with y'all. And like I said, comment if you got any ideas, suggestions, especially on that sidewall piece that I was talking about. Alright, well, I'm going to let y'all have at it, and y'all be safe out there, and happy railroading.